Welcome to Spore. This is a game created by Electronic Arts and Maxis. Very interesting game. It takes away from the normal Sim City stuff you might be familiar with in a speedrun. You want to get a save file that starts near the center of the galaxy because that's the end of the game. And you want to get a herbivore cell that has 2 eyeballs. There are only 3 of them. 2 of them are purple and 1 of them is red. And the first thing you want to do is use your mouse to move yourself towards food. The first section of this game is to fill the green bar at the bottom. And the reason you start off as an herbivore is because if you get rid of one of your eyeballs, you can afford an early flagella. So you see I have 1 DNA left. That is precisely, you need 15 DNA to get a new cell part. And then you spend the rest of the run, in the cell stage anyway, collecting meat. Because you want to influence your final archetype by what you've done in the entire game of Spore. So in the cell stage, if you want to be a carnivore, all you have to do is eat meat the entire game. And to do that, you can either break open cells by eating them, chomping at their sides, and then break them open. They drop 3 meat particles. As you can see, I'm going to do right here. He drops 3 meats, and I eat them. And then you grow in size. So you can eat small cells, or you can eat meat particles, or you can kill other cells to get your... in this run specifically, I had a very good spawn. As you can see there, I evolved and grew bigger, and the cells grew smaller. This was a really good timing because it meant I was able to evolve right away. And this is a really interesting thing. I'm going to mate at the same time I evolve. So you see I grew a little bit bigger, and then I entered the mating cutscene. I don't know if that saves time, but either way, it was really cool. Because now I'm on the next stage of the cell stage, and the cells that were normally my size are now no longer my size. So some of the things you need to do in the cell stage is you need to kill these kind of cells with new parts. If you kill a cell with a part you don't have, you'll get that part. And right there I killed a butterfly thing to get that little fin. The fin is a very useful part for the first section of the creature stage and for the rest of the cell stage. So you want to make sure you grab a cilia, a butterfly fin, before you evolve out of the creature stage. So like I said, the goal of this section, and all sections really, is to fill the green bar at the bottom. And what you fill it with it depends on the stage. In the cell stage, it depends on what you eat. And you always want to upgrade rather, make a mating call every time you reach 15 DNA, because that's how much DNA you need to add a flagella or a cilia. And naturally I want to add a flagella a cilia because, as you can see right here, you can make a 180 in an instant. Whereas with a only flagella, you would have to waste time turning around. So this cell actually just destroyed another cell for me, so I'm able to turn around, kill him, and then eat the 3 meat particles he drops, but unfortunately he completely dodged a bullet there, and I wasn't able to get those 3 meat particles because I already evolved. Rather, I leveled up, grew up, whatever you want to call it. So now I'm going to attack these things. I want to avoid their spikes because their spikes damage me. As you can see there, I get hit by it anyway. But it makes no difference because I still eat the meat. And then once I eat this one, I should be evolving. And every time you evolve, you want to be near cells, so that when you evolve, there's meat for you right away. Another part I need to get in the cell stage is this part, the jet stream. I hit him at the front because he has the maximum speed, and if you hit him from behind, he'll fly away really quickly. By hitting him at the front, he's forced to turn around to escape me, and that keeps him locked in position. So right here I'm going to evolve right on top of this last cell. This cell drops 3 eggs and 3 meat cubes, which gives a lot of DNA. As you can see right here, I've practically eaten my entire way through that one cell, and I'm almost at the edge of the green bar. So I just need to find a little more meat, and then I'm set. I already forgot to go to my splits again, but as you can see here, I'm going to get a 420 on this split after I finish eating up that cell. And now the first thing you're going to do, following that, is to add a part, a feat, move your jaw, add the herbivore mouth, and add the jet. You can split your feet, the legs, by holding control and grabbing one of the ligaments. This makes it so I have a part for my arms and a part for my legs, or for my feet and my hands, rather. And now we're going into the creature stage. The goal of the creature stage is to either socialize or hunt other creatures. Food does not impact how you evolve anymore. It's about how you interact with creatures. And the fastest way to complete the first section is to socialize. Socializing with 2 nests, which is a total of 6 creatures, 3 creatures each, gives 25 or 50 DNA. 25 for each nest. I'm also socializing with an alpha here. Alphas can drop parts when you socialize with them, or if you kill them. But unfortunately he drops a leg, which does not benefit me. Legs are completely aesthetic. And then you can also break open bones you find on the ground for parts. As you see, I just got a pair of hands, the fat legions, whatever you want to call them. I got that for opening up the ribcage. But anyway, you socialize by being on the green tab, and then pressing the button, or pressing the corresponding key, in this case 1, to sync the animals. And two nests gives 50 DNA. Whereas if you were to hunt the creatures, it would take 3 nests. This is a slightly bigger bone piece, and this gives a level 2 part, as opposed to a level 1 part. And that gives me a better mouth piece. Mouths give you bite, feet and weapons give you charge. Other weapons give you strike, and hands give you strike. And there's also spit, which is another weapon, but we don't use spit in this run. So now I'm going to add a creature to my pack by socializing with him. If I'm friends with an ally, or my own pack, I can add them to my group just by socializing with them. And then once you mate, you can add parts to your creature to upgrade them. On the right side, you'll see where all my parts are. And I notice I have a level 2 strike weapon, so I'm going to remove my fingers. Get rid of all the other things I don't need, because I don't need jump or sprint. I'm going to add the bone pad for health, and add the wings for jump. And then I'm going to finally add my mouth, which is going to give me level 3 bite. So now my stats are going to be level 3 bite, level 1 charge, and level 2 strike. Strike is the strongest weapon in the creature stage, and I'm going to switch to the weapon tab, as you can see down there at the bottom. I'm on kill mode, combat mode. Creature packs give less DNA based on what level they are. For example, this is a level 1 pack. They're 6 HP each, but when I kill the alpha, it actually drops the hooved feet right there, and it also drops a level 1 hand there, which gives strike 2. But because I already have strike 2, I don't need it. I already have the part that gives me strike. So those creatures only give 10 DNA. As you can see, they were level 1 creatures and they gave 10 DNA. These creatures give 25 DNA to hunt them. This is because they're orange-faced. They're aggressive. If you hunt aggressive creatures, they're worth more DNA. So I'm able to get 25 DNA instead of 10. So that was worth 2.5 creatures' nests of work in just 1 nest. So now I'm looking for more nests to hunt. Those are level 2 creatures. They have 15 HP. I also break open the rib cage because it's a slightly larger bone piece, and that gives level 3 parts. And I got the level 3 croc kisser, which gives a level 4 bite. And now I'm going to hunt the rest of these guys off real quick to give me 25 DNA, as you can see in the top left. Hunt 2 assembly for 25 DNA. And now I'm going to kill that baby, and then kill the alpha. Alphas drop parts, as you're going to see right here. I'm given a level 3 strike, which is what I need. And here's another orange-faced level 2 creature. He's worth 30 DNA instead of 25 DNA. And the rest of his nest is over in this distance, so I'm going to charge this one. And then my other guy's going to charge in. And that's going to do it. So I'm going to talk really quickly about the mechanics of the creature stage. The bite is the default attack. It does whatever damage level it is. Charge lets you run at them from a distance and stun them, as you're going to see here. I stunned this one, so he can't do anything for the first few seconds. Then I'm going to kill him. Now I'm about to die here, but because I killed him and got the DNA to level up, I immediately replenish my health, and that allows me to kill the rest of these deer man. The rest of these creatures. And they're still worth 30 DNA. Because they're level 3 creatures. With 32 and 25 HP respectively. So after I kill this one with my pack, I'm going to get a little bit of health because me and my partner are low on health. I'm going to run over to this guy in the distance. I'm pressing 2, and that charges. Then I strike, which does about 3 or 4 damage, and then I bite. And once we kill this guy, I will have sent them extinct, and I will make my way to my nest. You go back to your nest to mate, which is where you upgrade your parts. But it's also where you go to add creatures to your pack, because every time you level up, you can add another creature to your pack. So I'm going to socialize first, by pressing 1. 1 activates Sing, Sing happens. Then I activate my mating call again. And then I find my mate, trigger the scene. And then I add my new part, because I want to add the hoof feet. They give more speed and more sprint. I'm going to upgrade my strike. I'm going to remove my old cell sprint part. I'm going to keep the bone, and I'm going to upgrade my bite. So now if you look in the top right, you'll see bite 4, charge 2, and strike 3. Those are my attack stats until I upgrade again. So I've just triggered the migration theme. Migration happens twice in the creature stage. You don't have to go to any of the migrations if you don't want to, but they give free DNA. And it's definitely worth, you know, the extra 25 to 50 DNA you get just by migrating, just by moving to a new nest. So we're going to kill some more creatures here real quick. On our trip to the, on our way to our new nest, we're going to kill some creatures to save some time, obviously. And we want to kill Alpha specifically because Alphas drop upgraded parts. This is a level 3 creature, so it's going to drop level 3 parts when I kill it. And it drops the level 3 mouth, which I don't need because I already have a level 3 mouth. So my nest is over there, if you can see on the map in front of me. And also, if you look at the map on the lower left, you can see a lot of skull and crossbones. These are all nests that have been extinct, whether by natural causes or myself. If you go to any of these nests, you'll replenish health. And here we see an orange-faced level 3 creature nest. So we're going to charge it, do some damage, and then strike him down. Whenever you target someone, the rest of your pack will target them immediately. So I can just target one, like, you know, hit him with a charge, drop my strike and bite, and then switch targets immediately, and my pack will only target the first thing I chose. So they'll kill this alpha real quick before going to this next one. They have to wait for me to decide to attack before they choose to attack. And now the Toronto are extinct. We get 40 DNA for that. And now we want to go to our nest for another 25 DNA. Migrate to a new nest, 25 DNA reward, if you can see in the top left. So the cutscene triggers. I grab the parts because I want to get an upgraded part. These rib cages give you level 3 parts. This one gives me a level 3 fingers, which I don't need. But this one gives me level 3, I think it gives me level 3 feet. No, it gives me arms, which also are aesthetic. So here's the first unavoidable cutscene, is the meteor shower. This happens in the creature stage roughly 5 or 10 minutes in. It causes all creatures to scatter. You can attack, or you can try to socialize with any creatures you want, but it won't work. You can attack creatures and they won't attack back, which is one of the benefits to attacking, hunting in the creature stage as opposed to socializing, is you can't socialize during this cutscene while the meteors fall. And here's another bonus. These packs roam. There are three level 2 creatures with 15 HP each, and killing them gives 35 DNA, which is an insane amount of DNA to creature killed reward. So once I kill that guy, the one Jugo with 1 HP, I'm going to get 35 DNA, and that's going to push me over the edge, and I'm going to level up here. So now I'm a level 4 creature. I have 43 health. And if you also notice, the Maymays have now just become 15 DNA instead of their normal 30 DNA. Every time you level up, you're going to get... the creatures you fight are going to give less and less DNA, based on what kind of creatures they are. Which is why you want to encounter as many orange-faced creatures as possible, because they're always worth the most DNA. So I'm going to socialize with my alpha. This alpha has 55 HP, and then I'm going to mate. I'm going to equip my new feet, which are going to be the hippo feet. They give 3 sprint and level 4 speed. I'm going to upgrade my strike to level 4, and now you can see my board has 4 bite, 4 charge, and 4 strike. This is the highest you can be at this stage because it's very rare that you're going to find level 4 parts going into this section. So now I'm going to go to my final, after I glitch out and accidentally mispress buttons. I'm going to migrate to my final nest, and I'm going to try and find some creatures along the way. These creatures are below my level. These are level 3 creatures, and I'm a level 4 creature. But they're worth 40 DNA because they're angry. They're aggressive. So this is why you want to encounter as many orange-faced creatures as possible in a speedrun of the creature stage. So with my pack hunting the rest of them, we're able to get that really quickly. Now we're going to kill level 4 creatures. You have to kill 7 of them to get 40 DNA. So that shows you right there the difference between creatures. Level 4 creatures are always going to be worth 40 DNA, or 70 DNA if they're aggressive. But for the same amount of DNA you can get for hunting these weak creatures, if you're hunting an orange-faced creature of a lower level, it's worth 40 DNA. So every time I target, my creatures are going to follow up, and that makes it a lot quicker to hunt. Because once you've selected one, the rest of your guys are going to go in there, and they're all going to use strike, they're all going to use bite, and it's going to do a lot of damage. And if you kill an alpha, you get level 4 parts. So you just see, I just got a level 5 strike, or strike 5. And now the second cutscene, the second unavoidable cutscene happens. This is the spaceship. The spaceship lingers above the sky, and there's a slight glitch where if you have it selected, like if you just click, it'll automatically target that spaceship, and then you can't do anything. You can't move. So you have to target something else to get away from it, or use your keyboard keys to get away from it. So right here I'm going to hunt the Momonke, because once I migrate I get another 50 DNA, so I'm really close. As you can see, the green bar at the bottom of the screen is almost complete. And right here you're seeing the extent of my glitch. I'm literally clicking everywhere, and it's not letting me choose where to go, so I have to use my keyboard keys to move out of it. And then finally I find my nest, which is over there in the corner. The reason you want to migrate to a nest by the river, or by the water, is because that's where your tribe is going to spawn, and that's where your city is going to spawn. And if you spawn near water with a city, you'll be able to use boats right away. And boats let you get spice reserves, but we'll get into that later. The important thing is you need to end your creature stage at the waterfront. So now we just need to hunt a few more creatures to unlock once and for all to finish off the creature stage. I would have preferred anything but these creatures, but it's unavoidable considering they're the closest thing nearby. So I just need to hunt 3 more, or actually just 1 more to unlock it. And that's going to allow me to finish at just above 18 minutes on the creature stage, as you can see by my splits here. I'm going to equip my level 4 feet, which give me more speed and more sprint, and that's all I really need for the next stage. So here's the cutscene that opens into the tribal stage. And now, for the tribal stage, the objective is to fill the green bar by either destroying or socializing other tribes. So the tribe stage spawns. I'm going to select everyone and immediately start farming. I'm going to add a baby, and then I'm going to equip some equipment, some outfits. The outfits actually do make an impact on the tribal stage, but nothing else. This gives +3 socialize, and this gives +3 gathering. +3 gathering means that whenever I collect food, I'll get 3 more food for that. Or at least in this case, I'm going to get 3 more food. So they're going to collect 8 food instead of 5 food. And the only way you can get around in the tribal stage to buy anything, to do anything, you have to have food. You need food to get babies, to increase your tribe size. You need food to build buildings, which you'll need to get tools to socialize and tools for any occasion. And because we're spending the tribal stage socializing, we're going to need to get enough food to buy all the buildings that give us those tools, to unlock those tools. So right here I'm going to activate my traps by the chieftain so I can get the creatures to die. When those creatures die, they will give food. Unfortunately, though, because I chose a very poor timing with my trap placement, a cutscene is about to start, right here, where the first tribe is spawned, and that actually cancels out the trap sequence. So the trap doesn't work. So as you can see here, I'm looking at my trap like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? So, as much of a time waste as this looks, there is no way you can speed up this section of the run. This section of the run is focused on farming, and then once you've farmed enough food to get all the parts you need, all the tools you need, all the babies you need, that's when it finalizes. So every time a baby evolves into an adult, or grows up into an adult, I give them a new part, in this case the tool Wooden Horns, which I just made for 25 food. Because these guys are going to be socializing. They're going to go to a tribe with my chieftain, and they're going to socialize. Once I get them the part, I send them over to keep farming. So now, for the next 3 or 4 minutes, all you're going to see is farming. As you can see, I just got 8 food from that little haul. And the creatures automatically know where to go once they've been given the task of farming. They'll immediately go to the closest food source. Now, the reason I have an herbivore mouth is specifically for the tribal stage. As you can see, my trap didn't work. As an herbivore, if you have an herbivore part, you can get plants. You can farm fruit, as opposed to having to farm meat. Because if you're a predator, the downside is when you get to the tribal stage, you can only keep yourself full by farming meat. You can't even farm food just for the benefit of making tools or making babies. You actually have to have meat. But because I have an herbivore part on my body from my cell stage, I'm able to maintain the ability to farm vegetables, fruits. And that's the benefit of keeping the herbivore mouth in the after you've evolved in the cell stage. You need it so you can have it here. So you need roughly 100 or so food once you get into the tribal stage. 100 food gives you enough food for all the babies you need for the rest of the game, all the buildings you need, and all the gifts you need. Because, as you're going to see here shortly, the tribes aren't always happy with you. They'll just, by default, be angry with you. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to now take aside my socializing creatures, and I'm going to send them all to one area, so as soon as the cutscene starts, I'll be able to just take them all at once, wherever they need to go. Because the closer they are to the tribe that I'm socializing with, the sooner I can socialize with them. So once all my, as you can see, I've pulled aside 2 of my Hornists and my Chieftain, and I'm getting ready to relocate them, because as soon as I hit the 100 mark, we're going to see a lot of tribes spawn. So, tribe up there, tribe down here, and a tribe up in the corner. So this is a really good tribal pattern. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to socialize with, the first thing I'm going to do is, I'm trying to decide how I'm going to go about this. I decided to socialize with the Cyan Village, and then at the same time, I'm going to send one of my creatures over to the Purple Village to give them a gift. So I've already sent everyone to go socialize, and I can see they're socializing, as you can see on the screen there. The little icon goes next to their name. This means they're socializing. So I quickly select my tribe, and then press the first button. Send my guy over to the thing. Go back to my tribe, choose the socialize tool. Go back here, choose my guy, send the gift, choose my tribe again, socialize. And I've finished the first section of the socializing completely off screen. I immediately cancel the animation by selecting everyone and moving. This cancels the animation of saying 10 out of 10, and I go right back into socializing by using the wooden horn. So I do the wooden horns again. Because you only have one instrument, they're happy with one instrument, so you can just do the socializing with the horns. And now we've made an ally, and that's our first tribe. This also triggers a cutscene and gives us a new tool, which is the Maraca tool. So now I'm going to send 2 guys over here, make a new baby, and make maracas. Now I'm going to send my 2 guys over here to get the new maracas. And then I'm going to send the rest of my tribe to the brown village while I make more babies. So now we're over here at the brown village. The brown village is ambivalent to our existence. We make our final baby for the run. And now we are moving our maraca guys over here. So we're going to be working with 2 maracas only. Also, baby's in danger, so I'm trying to get my guy to attack him. But apparently just... my guy is not interested in helping my baby, so I decide, screw that baby, I'm going to go over here and socialize. So the creature does leave my babies alone, which is very strange. And I see there's a pink guy over here, all the way in the distance. So right away I've devised a plan to socialize with the pink creature before he goes back. You're going to see why in a minute, but first, now we have to socialize, but we have 2 parts now. We have 2 tools. So I use the wooden horns for this one, because they want wooden horns. Now they want maracas, so I use maracas. And you got to do this for every socialization. When you unlock a new tool, you have to use whatever tool. Otherwise, you can end up going into a socialization without a maraca. And if you don't have a maraca, they'll be very upset with your socializing, and it'll counteract it. So I do the horns, and then one more will get me the socialization, and now I've made another ally. And now I'm hurrying, trying to get this pink guy before he goes away. As you can see, I didn't get a single new tool. In the left screen, the notification, I didn't get a new tool, which means I can go straight to the next socialization without making more food. Without making a new part. Without making a new building. So now I'm just waiting for the pink guy who's standing still. I'm waiting for my guys to rotate over. Once I socialize with these guys, with the pink guys, I'll unlock a new tool, and then I'll send the 3 guys that are standing around in my village. I'll set them up to get that part, and then we'll socialize with the green tribe. So he wants maracas, I give him maracas. He wants maracas, I give him maracas. And that's all socializing is. You just choose whichever tool you have, and you play the instrument. I cancel the scene once again, the 10 out of 10 scene, and begin again. So now I've sent someone over there to give a gift right away, so that I can go straight to the green village as soon as my last guy goes into it. And then one more socialized tool, and then we're done. And we did it. And a new tribe has been founded. I move them, and we unlock the didgeridoo tool. We don't need to make a baby anymore. I'm going to get these 2 guys to get a didgeridoo. Tigdaridoo, whatever you want to call it. I move them over here, get them apart, and I select everyone except for the gift giver, who just got the gift to him. So now I can go to the green village and socialize. And now I'm going to send him one last trip with only 14 food left, and it costs 10 food to send a gift. I hit the exact mark I need, and he's going to get the gift right away. I'm going to select everyone except the gift giver, and we're going to socialize with the green tribe. So while we wait for this, I'm going to point out that the pink tribe spawns next to an epic creature. We didn't get to see an epic creature during the creature stage, but an epic creature is a giant creature with 1,000 health, and it has 1-hit KOs. So while we're socializing, I'm going to talk about what happened. This pink tribe actually spawns right next to it, and inevitably fights the epic, and they all die. But because one of the tribe members went fishing at the same time, I was able to socialize with the fishing guy because he didn't get killed, while the rest of the tribe was dead. And that was the hugest time save for this tribal stage. I would have actually lost this run if that pink fisherman didn't go all the way out, right next to my village no less, to socialize. So once again, the socializing is just finding the queue and then pressing the button. And now that we've socialized on them, we're going to do one more hunt. I'm going to go over here. And actually, I've actually managed to get this guy into a position where he'll actually move closer if I do this. By clicking in front and then socializing, he starts to inch forward. This doesn't cost my tribe members any grief to do this. Doesn't waste any time, because as long as they have somewhere to move, they'll move it. My chieftain gets there first naturally. The rest of the guys are showing up. There's the epic I was about to hit. The epic that spawned right next to the pink tribe. And after we socialize with this one guy, we'll be done. So I'm just keeping an eye on the epic so he doesn't interfere with this socialization. And we'll be underway in just a moment. Drop a didgeridoo. Drop a maraca. Cancel the scene, and then immediately socialize with him again. So this is why the tribal stage is the fastest segment in this entire run, outside of the cell stage. It's just so easy to get through the stage if you just socialize. And I had a really good tribe pattern, as you can see. I started from the cyan village, I worked my way up to the brown, the green, the pink, or the pink and the green, and then the orange. I went in one continuous movement. So now I've leveled up at just a hair over 30 minutes. I'm going to go to my pre-made building, which is a Grox building, and I'm going to go to a pre-made vehicle, which is a vehicle invested only in speed. You're going to see why in just about a minute, while the civilization stage spawns. So now the civilization stage spawn coincides with what happens in the space stage normally. Now instead of working your creatures, you're working buildings that are run by creatures. Not buildings, but vehicles. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new vehicle, a boat, also pre-made. It's invested in speed. I'm going to build one. And now I'm going to go to these spice geysers, and I'm going to claim them. As you can see, the spice mines give 1,000 spice per minute. This amount slowly decreases the more spice you harvest, so it'll go to 900 per minute, 800 per minute, 700 per minute, etc. But this is where all your income comes from. You're going to go straight to the spice geysers, and every time you get one, you're going to move to the next one and claim it. So once I claim this spice geyser over in the distance, I'm going to go to the right. I'm going to select a new one. I'm going to use the selection screen on the side to help select them without having to move around the map to do so. So as you can see in the distance, I'm claiming that spice geyser, and I'm going to click over here and claim this one. So I'm actually going to make a misclick here very shortly. As you can see, I've also gained 3,000 Spore bucks in the course of the last minute and a half, because I have all these spice mines that I own. I'm going to accidentally click here mid-claim, and I didn't claim it because I used the audio cue from claiming this spice geyser. And now I'm going to create a bunch of vehicles, about 3 or 4, or 4 or 5 rather. You're going to lose one vehicle in the process of converting. The way you play this stage is you use your vehicles to capture other cities, either by economic means, military means, or religious means. And because I'm a religious nation, I have to be a religious nation. So I'm going to select all my religion guys, and I'm going to convert the city. Because this building has no entertainment buildings, it's going to convert very quickly. But I'm also going to take damage by converting. As you can see, my guy in the middle there is at about half health just from one conversion. I'm going to go to the city planner. I'm going to change it to the fast vehicles. And I'm going to have them move over to the new place, which is this place. But because a new place spawns, I'm going to go there instead because it's closer. And then once I've captured all the spice mines that are in the water, I'm going to remove my boat to get free money. I'm going to go to City Planner, and this is also a mistake. I'm removing buildings, and then I change back to religious. The reason you don't want to remove buildings is because they still give spice income, and you want to get to 36,000 Spore bucks before you reach the final thing. Before you get to the final few cities you need to convert. So we're going to convert this building once again. It converts fairly quickly. It only takes about 30 or 40% of my health. Once again, I'm going to remove the building, which is a mistake. I'm supposed to leave the building up. But that's only a small route optimization. I'm going to make a new building because I have one guy who's already low on health. And we're going to start converting this next guy. And once they get there, I go to the city planner, change him to a bulky vehicle that has more religious power. So this is faster because I use the fast vehicles to move them, and then I use the invested in health and religious power to attack. And this is much, much faster than having a balanced vehicle that goes a little slow but has a little bit of power and all this other stuff. So we just lost our first vehicle. He's gonna die. Farewell. And it's right on the cusp of finally it converts, and we've just activated the cutscene that unlocks the airplane. So we're going to make a fast airplane. We're going to spawn about 4 or 5 of these, 5 of them. I decided to go for 6 just for a little more power. I'm going to sell all the vehicles I have left. And I'm going to start going to convert every city with just airplanes. So once again, once they get there, I'm going to change them to religious vehicles that are invested in bulk and a little bit of religious power. And I'm going to remove the buildings for money again, which is a mistake, and convert city. And then once I convert this one, I'm just going to keep going city to city. As you can see, we've hit 4 buildings. We need 6 to unlock the instant win, the instant win button, essentially, which converts all the cities. But we can't afford it at 6, so we need to capture 7. So we're going to go to City Planner, change them to the fast vehicles, send them over to here, double back, remove the buildings, which is a mistake. Remove the buildings, which is a mistake. And then change them back to the bulky religious vehicles. And then convert. So I'm going to lose my first plane at the end of this. He dies. And we capture. So once again, we're gonna remove the buildings to get some money out of it. We're gonna add one more vehicle, and we're gonna... I made a mistake. I meant to turn them into a fast vehicle. Turn them to a fast vehicle, send them over here, and once we capture this city, we'll almost have enough money to complete the game. So once all my guys move, I switch to bulky religious, and I begin converting. Yeah, this is the civilization stage. Pretty excited. Now, I'm actually going to do something kind of silly here. First, you have to sell all your vehicles now. So now that I've gotten all the buildings I need, I only need 36,000 to get the Fanatical Uprising. So I'm going to sell all these buildings, all these vehicles, and I only need to wait, another 20 seconds to unlock the final button. And we're going to hit the 36,000 mark, and we get it. So that's the end of the civilization stage. We finished this at a breakneck speed. Most of our time save was in the tribal stage and the creature stage, but with a very, 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 very forgiving civilization stage, we're able to get the conversion, and now we've become a zealot. We don't see the cutscene that shows we're a zealot, but we became a zealot. This gives us a superpower that's essentially what you just saw. I'm gonna go to a pre-made vehicle, the hype train. As I was running this, I was a sub 38 space stage, and I was like, what is this? The hype train is real. So now the space stage has a lot of simple and fun explanations to go through. You click the second option to avoid a tutorial level, and now we got to go to our first mission, which is to get to this planet, Malix. This is a planet that's in every single solar system, no matter what the save file is. It's a planet that's just plants, and it has a spaceship that's crash landed. So you've got to scan it. Now that you've scanned it, you get yourself missile protons from the abandoned ship, and now your mission is to leave the solar system. What we're going to do for the next 3 or 4 minutes is click between the two worlds. Because during this mission, you don't use up energy. If you look in the lower right part of the screen, you'll notice that green is my health is 2,000 health, and I've just got my first frequent flyer badge. That's for 100 star systems between. This badge unlocks how far you can fly out from each planet. You need to unlock the Interstellar Drive number 3, which is from the level 3 badge. I just unlocked the level 1 badge, so I'm doing this to unlock the level 2 badge and the level 3 badge. I'm also repositioning the angle so I can more easily go between the planets. As you can see, I can click very rapidly just between the two. And you'll notice right below my health bar is the energy bar. Normally when you move between planets, it costs energy. So here's my first frequent flyer badge. Interstellar Drive 2 was just unlocked. Notice my energy isn't being depleted. In this first mission, it by default will not cost you energy to fly between the systems, because there's only 2 systems you can fly between. This one and the planet for the mission you're doing. So you just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until you unlock the frequent flyer badge. So this is the exciting thing you have to do for the first few minutes of Space Stage. But it's absolutely necessary. The only optimization that can be made here is putting yourself just shy of the level 3 badge, and then you get the level 3 badge during the process of other missions you accomplish before you unlock all the parts you need to get to the center of the universe. So once again, the goal is to fill the green bar, but this time it's not the green bar that has all the badges, the little crown in the middle. It's the bar that you can see where there's a little spaceship moving left and right. This determines how close to the center of the galaxy you are. And as you can see, I'm moving closer and further away from the galaxy every time I click between these 2 planets. So we're almost about to hit the frequent flyer level 3 badge. My hands are getting sore from trying to keep up. But we're almost there. And there it is. So we got the badge. We scroll in, we unlock the Interstellar Drive 3, and we go to Quaderma, which is the planet we're going to scan. It's a planet that has a city on it. As you can see, there's a destroyed city right here. We select our scan tool, we scan it. We encounter an automatic defense system, but we just leave it. We don't have to fight them, we can just leave. And then once we leave, now we're affected by the effects of gravity, or of energy rather. And it costs energy to fly between places. So now we do missions for our colony. This gives us the Missionista 5 or the Missionista 1 badge, and that unlocks upgraded storage, energy storage. And or no, it unlocks either the health packs or the energy storage. Sorry, the energy packs or the energy storage. So the first mission is to make a new colony. Once you shoot the colony onto the planet it determines, you can leave, and that's the first mission done. So we've done 1 mission. The next mission is to terraform, or to find an empire. So now we go back out, and now we have to find an alien empire. As you can see, we can only go about 4 parsecs out. All these distances are a little too far, so we find the first one, then we gotta click between the stars to reach it. We find it, and then we talk to it, and that gives us another mission down. Hello, I come in peace, and then we say goodbye. We have to select between 2 different planets, or solar systems rather, to find our way to the home planet, because we don't have a upgraded interstellar drive yet. We have to buy them. And now we're using up energy, so we have to recharge every now and then. As you can see, the blue bar is lowering itself as I'm finding other things. So now I need to go buy spice. So because I don't have any spice on my planet, because I have no buildings, I have to buy the spice here. So I buy a spice for $4,000, and then I make my way back to the alien race I just saw before, which is just down here. And then we sell them the spice for literally 2 cents less than what we paid for it. So now we're 2 cents, we're $2 in negative, but we've gotten another mission completed. So this should be mission number 3 completed. I want to expand our empire. I'd like to terraform, and it gives you all the parts you need. So recharge for free. Scroll back. And now this isn't 100% necessary, but it's also useful. If you place the atmosphere generator and then leave, the mission will tell you can go back to your home world to get more tools. This isn't really wasting time because you still have to wait for the atmosphere generator to create atmosphere. So you can go here, have a question about your mission, and get the free tool. So we get our free terraforming tool. And then we drop it to speed up the process just a smidge. It only speeds it up by a fraction of a second, really. Keeps it from going slow at the end. So now we can place our plants to stabilize the atmosphere. And then we place our creatures to stabilize the ecology. And then once you do all that, you can place buildings. So I don't want to place a house, I want to place a factory and an entertainment building. Factory completes the mission, and entertainment buildings are the cheapest. So I remove that, I add my entertainment buildings, I just need 5. 3, 4, 5. And that gives the colonist badge, which unlocks small energy storage. And then once we go home, that'll be mission number 5. The first mission was going out to the planet. And recharge, we get Missionista badge, and we get our energy packs. So now we need to find a T3 planet, a home planet of another alien race. And we're going to find it right here. No, we're not. We're going to go to this home planet. This planet holds the home planet. And we're going to use the power that we've been playing the entire game to get. If you're a Zealot, which is 2 red and 2 green paths in the run, you get Fanatical Frenzy, which immediately converts a planet and makes it your own. So once it hits, we break Galactic Code, but we also unlock all these free buildings. And then once all the Warmonger badges and other badges that spawn go away, I can go into the city planner and sell all these buildings. The reason you don't want to do this first, before you do the colonist and the missionista badges, is because there's actually a counter, an actual counter in the game that checks how much of each badge you've completed. So this is actually setting the counter into the negative by selling all these buildings. This is to discourage abusing the placement of buildings to get more points, more everything, or rather to get the badge without actually doing the requirements of the badge. So you want to do about 3 or 4 cities to unlock about 1 million to 1.5 million Spore bucks. You don't need to get rid of all the turrets, but each turret is worth 16,000, so it's certainly worth it. So now we're about a 1.3 million. We're gonna get some more badges while we wait for the cutscene of converting the planet to go away. Finally, I can leave the atmosphere. Here I pick up the spice by habit, not by necessity. I have a bad habit of trying to pick up spice. So now we need to get to our home planet, so we can purchase our items, because everyone we're at war with right now hates us, so we can't buy anything from them. So we're gonna recharge, buy our health, storage, interstellar drive, and an energy pack. That's gonna give us another badge, which is another little time waste. But then we can go to our other planets and freely purchase, not freely, but purchase our Interstellar Drive 3 and some more energy packs. So now all I need to do is just buy energy packs. I could just go straight to the center of the galaxy, which is what I should be doing right now, but I decided to go down here and get some more energy packs just for safety measurements. Also, getting the spice is a waste of time. A little bit of time lost there. And I grab another one because I'm right here. Might as well grab the energy pack. And I say farewell and make our way. So now we've got about 8 parsecs of distance. I need to follow the spiral arm all the way to the center of the galaxy. So as you can see, the yellow circle decides how far I can click. And unfortunately, I made a dead end right at the start, going to the center of the galaxy, so I gotta turn around, go around the end, the edge. Every time I run low on energy, as you can see in my blue bar, I'm about half of my energy. Every time I reach the end of my blue bar, I'm gonna go to a civilization, recharge my batteries, or recharge my energy, and then buy an energy pack for free. Not for free, but with 400,000 Spore bucks, I think it's free. So, it's an honor. Recharge for 31,000, and unfortunately I don't buy an energy pack, which only saves me about 5 seconds there. By not buying an energy pack, I only save a few seconds. And once again, I've reached a dead end, so I've got to go to the left. Got to weave my way in and out. And I'm gonna stop and buy an energy pack while I'm stopping. Come in peace, trade, buy. That's all you gotta do. I also decided to sell this just for a little extra money, just in case. And unfortunately, I buy a colony pack, which is totally unnecessary. I didn't realize how fast you could be when you're in the space stage. Overall, I think the most time I can save on this run would be about a minute to a minute and a half, between all the tiny clerical errors like small time saves and unnecessary purchases. Those are only like 3 seconds lost for every unnecessary purchase I buy, which totals to about 30 seconds. Or no, only about 15 seconds. So I buy another energy pack. And this happens to be a solar system that has two planets, so I can buy 2 different energy packs. Because each planet has its own inventory. So once again, I've reached a semi-dead end here. Or at least it should be a dead end, yeah. So I gotta turn around once again. This is also a little bit of a time loss, but you can only know so much about the route. The actual solar systems and the planets have a predetermined distance from each other. All these planets you would find in any copy of Spore you ever downloaded, ever installed. It would always have this exact same path. But it doesn't prevent me from knowing where to go and what to do. So I recharge for another 20,000, buy my energy pack. And we actually have all the packs we need to get to the center of the universe, but we're going to be buying 2 more packs unnecessarily. And unfortunately, there we go. I didn't waste too much time there. So now we're going to buy some more packs and recharge here. Oops. I don't even know what I'm doing here half the time. It's kind of silly. So as you can see, there's an arrow pointing to the center of the galaxy. You'll see on the circle. On the circle there's a little arrow that directs me to the center of the universe. And if we look at the green bar at the bottom, the top of the green bar with the UFO has filled about halfway. So I'm halfway to the center of the galaxy. I recharge, I buy a battery, and we definitely have more than enough batteries to get to the center of the universe, but unfortunately I'm going to buy 1 more battery here. And then we're going to make our final run towards the center of the galaxy. Recharge for a quick 750 bucks, and now we make our way. So we're going to start meeting the Groks, the empire that guards the center of the universe. They have ships with a lot of health and a lot of damage, and they also immediately hate you. As we'll see in a second here, the Groks Empire. And as you get closer to the center of the galaxy, your range decreases. This does not change no matter what you have. I'm going to use a pause strat here to choose the direction I want to go. Because, as you can see, I'm getting shot at. And I want to pause to avoid it. So the closer you get to the galaxy, the less space you have to travel in. Even if you have an Interstellar Drive 5, it won't make a difference, because you're always going to have a maximum of 3 parsecs of distance as you get towards the center of the galaxy. So I'm using pause to help recharge my batteries and to quickly move around between the planets, because as you can see, I found a dead end there. By pausing, I was able to know I had more distance to travel there. So I use pause strats once again to just recharge and then bum rush into the center, because that's all you can do. So I'm going a little more left because I can follow the trail of red bubbles that shows where they're located. Gonna recharge, move, recharge, move, recharge, move. And now we're getting to the wire. This is the last gap I need to cross before I get to the basic center of the galaxy, the creamy yolk of the center, if you will. So now almost everything is pretty much equidistant once I get past this last building, this last solar system. So I'm going to use pause strats once again to get it. And then now it's just going straight into the center because everything is within 3 parsecs of each other. There are no more dead ends. It's just click, 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 get to the center. So that we're reaching the roughly 55-minute mark. Cutscene starts right about here, and that's the final cutscene at 54:36 on my splits. and we get to enjoy the final cutscene. So I'm freaking out a little bit here in my run because I noticed I made a sub 55 Spore run, and I was 10 minutes ahead of my all-time best based on this split. So you get to go through this pretty little cutscene of whatever you want to call it, a wormhole, a warp, some pretty colors and some twists and turns while you listen to this deep voice congratulate you for reaching the center of the galaxy. This is also the only cutscene you can't skip in the entire game, which justifies this being an end game sort of trigger or identifier, rather, for completing the game.
Just kidding. It's not scary. Indeed, the times ahead, they're good.
Really good.
Some of you may ask, who is this mysterious voice who knows so much and possesses such great powers? I'm glad you asked.
So this is also another benefit of having your own spaceship. You get to see whatever spaceship you can design will show up in the final cutscene, which is really nice if you wanted to do like a donation incentive for this run in a marathon, is deciding what spaceship you use, and you can have whatever spaceship you want for this final cutscene. So, for example, for my run, I wanted to make a hype train as my main spaceship. And as you can see, I'm really hype right now. I'm like, hype train, hype train, hype train. Yep. Just look for the third rock from Sol. And that's also another achievement in this game, is finding the Earth. And that's it. You've been awarded the Staff of Life, so you can either make the final input right there, where it ends the cutscene and says you've been awarded the Staff of Life, or you can make it at the start of the cutscene, which I think is, you know, makes more sense, since the final input is literally just clicking the button. And that's going to end Spore. I hope you enjoyed this run. It can be optimized only by about a minute, maybe a minute and a half more, but that requires incredible RNG for the creature stage, better than what I had, which was really good, by the way, and decent tribal RNG, better optimization in the Civ stage, and this is proof that you can't go back into the center of the galaxy. When you scroll in, there's the Staff of Life, and there's the run. So, thank you.